Alrighty. Here we go. I'm going to pull up our English class. I'm going into my folder, and we have a really cool poem to read together. Alrighty. Okay, so here we go. Where is our Paul Revere? There it is, Paul Revere reading. We got it. All right, Paul Revere reading. We are looking at this page right here today. So I'm going to have someone describe this page and what's going on here. All right, let's have Javier describe to us what's going on in this picture. Javier, what do you see?
All I see is what looks like a ship, and it looks like it's midnight. It looks like a pirate ship, and it's a clear night. It's a full moon.
Hello, I'm so sorry I had to leave for a second to help out with one of our students. Okay, so Javier, you were talking about the boat, right? And the moonlight. Okay, this is a really cool looking picture, you guys. Look at how this big, huge, fancy ship just looks in the dark at night. So we've got some good stuff going on here. Okay, so I have some questions for you guys. Have you guys ever heard about setting and theme? Have you guys ever heard that word before? Those words? Setting and theme. Good. Then we'll have a lot to talk about then. And then Rocky, you had your hand raised. Did you have something to say? Or did you have a question? Wow, you zoomed way in. Perfect. Okay, so I just asked you guys about. Oh, he answered it, Edson. It's okay. So I just asked you guys about setting and theme. I'm going to go ahead and Google setting and theme, and we get to take a look at the definitions. So when you see something talking about the setting, I want you guys to think of the time and place where the piece is set. Okay, so think of the time and place. All right, because we're going to be reading something that talks about time and place. So that's going to be good. Okay. And then the theme The theme will have to do with what's going on in the time or place. So setting is where something's happening, and theme is kind of what's going on, what's the point of what's going on in the story, okay? So we are going to be reading this amazing little poem called Listen Children, or Listen My Children, and You Shall Hear. It's this very famous poem about Paul Revere, and it's where the phrase one if by land and two if by sea comes from, okay? So we're going to be reading this. I'm going to have Angel start us off with some reading, okay, Angel? So Angel's going to read very first for us this first little paragraph. All right, Angel, go ahead and put your mic on and you can read for us.
Of the midnight rise of Earl Revere,
that's his name.
On the 17th of April in 75, heavy amen is now alive, who remembered that fate father's
Famous?
famous day year.
Excellent. Okay. Hey, fun
Next
fact, you
Babbitt.
guys. Yes? Yes,
Can I go
Angel?
to the bathroom, please?
Sure. Be right back because we're reading this awesome poem. Edson, you're going to read for me next. Hey, Lucas.
Hello. I was at speech.
Oh, welcome, welcome. I'm sorry I tried to call you while you're at speech. But you are here now. I'm marking you here. Lucas is here. Okay, Edson, go ahead and put your mic on. I'm going to have you read for me. I know you don't want to read, but I want you to get your participation points. So, Edson, go ahead and put your mic on. And Edson's going to read for us next. Thanks for telling me you didn't want to read, but remember, we're earning points, and I want your team to win the most points. That's how we win points, right? Participating. Thanks, Edson. He's going to unmute his microphone. That's perfect. Oh, there we go. I see ya. He's here. All right, Edson. Let me show you where you're reading. Thank you for putting that mic on. You're going to be reading. Let me see. Ooh. You're going to be reading this part. Go ahead, Edson. Starts with T.
She said to his friends, if the British march from the town and the
Lantern. It says lantern.
lantern a lot in the battle into the
Belfry. Arch.
arch of the North Church tower as the sign
Signal light.
one by
That's good right there, Edson. Excellent. Okay. So you guys, I can draw a picture. I'm gonna do here, right here. Clip here. All right, I'm gonna draw us a picture. All right, so they're saying he said to his friend, if the British are land or sea from the town tonight, just go ahead and hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch on the north church as a signal light. So here's what he's going to do. He's going to, if he sees the red coats, here I'm going to draw, here's the red coats. The red coats. Here's the British, and they're marching, right? Marching means to walk. More British people. All right, there's the British soldiers. They're marching. All right, it's a big army. Just pretend that that's a huge army. And we've got the Belfry Church, the North Church. So let's draw the church. All right, so here's our Belfry Church, and they say hang a lantern. So maybe we're gonna hang a lantern. You guys, this is Mrs. Babbitt trying to draw. Hang a lantern and light the lantern. So here I am lighting the lantern. All right, so they say, if the British are marching by land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft in the belfry arch on the north church tower as a signal light. Okay, so I just hung the light. And the reason why this is important is because there is a river. All right, let's keep reading. This river is significant. We're gonna keep reading though. Go ahead, Evan. I'm gonna have you read next, okay? So Evan, go ahead and put your mic on. Oh, perfect. Go ahead.
One by land and two if by sea. And I on opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm. Every Middlesex village and farm for the country to be up and to arm.
Perfect. Okay. So we've got this guy saying 1 if by land and 2 if by sea. And I on the opposite shore will be. So I'm going to be ready to ride, he says, to spread the alarm to every person, every village and farm. Okay. So here we have a guy on this side. Here, let me get my fabulous coloring. So we've got here, this is his trusty steed. Remember, that's one of our vocab words this week. We've got a trusty steed. And then we had another guy on this side. Another trusty steed. Pretend that looks like a horse. Miss Babbitt obviously can't draw very good online. And so if they see this light here and they see the British are coming, they can say, they're coming by sea, 2th by land, or 1 by land, 2 by sea. And so they're going to go raise the alarm. So here's Paul Revere. He's riding on his horse. Let's maybe give him a hat. I don't know what kind of hat he might have. He's got a hat, and he's gonna ride, and he's gonna tell everyone that the British are coming, right? So we have like we have some towns, we have some farms, okay? Because he's over here, he can get to them a lot faster and warn them that the British are coming, because they have to walk all the way around, right? There's a river, and so they've got a long ways to walk. And so he's gonna warn them, watch out, the British are coming, right? So there's Mr. Paul Revere on his trusty steed. All right, So let's keep reading. What happens next in this poem?
Um,
Yes, Edson?
look what's in the mean chat right now.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna highlight. All right, Rocky, I'm gonna have you read this for us, okay? So Rocky, go ahead and put your mic on. That was nice to see, Edson. Good job. Thank you, Rocky. Okay, Rocky's gonna read this for us.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, it says, then he said. Do you see where to read, Rocky?
No.
Here, let me reshare my screen. Sometimes it freezes on you guys, so let me reshare. Do you see it now?
Then he said goodnight and with muffled oar
Silently.
rowed to the
Charleston.
shore. Just as the moon rose over the bay where swinging wide at her moaning lake.
Awesome, Rocky. Great job. You did a great job. And then let's have Lucas read this part for us. Go ahead, Lucas. Somerset.
Somerset, British man of war. A phantom ship with each mast and spar across the moon like a prison bar, and a huge black hulk that was magnified by its own reflection in the tide.
Excellent reading. I love this description that they give of the British boat because look, they have a picture of it right here. And so they say they call it the Somerset. So this boat must be called the Somerset. The Somerset, a phantom ship. Ooh, like a ghost ship. Ooh, a phantom ship with each mast and spar. Like these would be like masts. Each mast and spar across the moon like prison bars. Doesn't that kind of look like prison bars across the moon? Oh man. Beautiful. I love that description. And then look, they even talk about the huge black hulk that was magnified by its reflection in the tide. So look, it's a reflection in that water. So cool. I love that description. All right, you guys. So this was a famous poem about Paul Revere and how he rode and warned people that the British were coming so that they could be ready with their Minutemen to attack at a moment's notice. All righty. Goodbye. I'm going to erase our British people. Goodbye, British troops. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to read a story. Oops. Okay, so let me pull up our story. We are reading this story right here. All right, so we're going to read about another famous person in the during the American Revolution. So I'm going to have Javier start reading for us. Javier, I'm going to have you read. I'm going to have you read like this, okay? So go ahead, Javier. You're starting with Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry had one of the many very
Interesting
interesting challenges
characters.
characters in the American Revolution had provided us which one of the greatest says
Sayings.
things in American history as a young man has took
He tried.
tried to failed
He tried and failed. Yep.
tried and failed and brought
At being
bring a familiar
farmer.
and farmer and storekeeper.
Excellent. I love it. Great job, Javier. I'm going to highlight some important things for us. First things first, Patrick Henry. That's who we're talking about. That's what the story's about. So that's his name, Patrick Henry. And he was alive during the American Revolution, okay? So remember, when we're talking about theme and setting, setting has to do with when and where. So when during the American Revolution. Look, we even have like a date here, 1775 over here. And then where, we gotta still find where. And then why would be like the theme. Okay, so Patrick Henry in the American Revolution. And it looks like at first he tried to be a farmer and a shopkeeper, but he failed at those. So let's see what he eventually went on to do. So I'm gonna have Evan, I'm gonna have you read again. So Evan, go ahead and put your mic on. You're gonna start with he eventually. Do you see where to-
himself become a lawyer? Patrick Henry became a famous activist in the fight against the British control of the colonies.
Perfect. All right, Evan just gave us a lot of information. Good job, Evan. All right, so I'm gonna underline some more. Make sure that we are taking good notes and we're making sure to annotate our text. And so he educated himself. That's important. He became a lawyer. That's important. All right, he was a famous activist. We talked about this morning in my government class a little bit. What does it mean to be an activist? Well, look, it said he fought against the British control. Does that mean he got along with the British? He liked that they were taxing them? No, Javier's like, no. And Edson, I like it when you're like being encouraging in the chat, but you got to make sure that you are staying focused as well, okay? You have some, I like that you're like saying, good job, Rocky, good job, Lucas, but then you're like, I am tired, and that could be distracting, okay? So make sure you're not being distracting in the chat, okay? All right, so you guys, Javier was right. He's shaking his head. No, he doesn't. Patrick Henry does not get along with the British troops, right? All right. He's from those colonies. Let's keep reading. We're going to have Angel read for us next. So, Angel, go ahead and put your mic on. So, Angel, start with he spoke.
What?
Do you see where it says he spoke out?
He spoke out agree
Against.
against English, right? English rule, easy the and hope of and
Often.
often he
Urged.
urged floor colorants
Colonists.
to colonists to refuel it. He challenged the British over their restatement
Restrictions.
restriction under. Come on. Oh, American library in 7,055. I mean 17 and 75 at a meeting of the colonial leaders. He spot he
Spoke.
spoke his most famous
Famous.
line.
Perfect. All right, this is so cool, you guys. So, he challenged the British over their restrictions on American liberty, right? American freedom. And so, picture this: he's at a meeting, and he's speaking out against the English rule. And here's what he says. This is this famous line. He says, "I know not what course others may take, but as for me, give me liberty or give me death." And then they say this was the theme of his adult life. Oh my goodness. He says, "I don't know what anyone else is going to do, but I would rather die if I don't have freedom." That's what he says. Isn't that kind of cool? Ooh, gives me chills. All right, you guys, go ahead and go to your assignment tab. We're going to go ahead and complete this assignment together. So we just read the story about it. Now we got to go answer these questions. So go to your assignment tab, and you're looking for the assignment that is called Theme and Setting. Maybe, where is it? Oh, hold on, you guys. Assignments. Oh, it's there. Yeah. Okay, so go to Theme and Setting. Look, Rocky's there. All right, so that first one, number 1, they ask us when and where. When and where. When and where did Patrick Henry live? So we've got to look in our text and answer that. So let me see if everyone's there. Evan, did you find the theme and setting assignment?
I got it.
Yay! Edson, did you find it?
Yay. I did it.
Yay, good job. Good job, RJ. Good job, Edson. Rocky, I know you're in there because I saw that you had viewed it. Lucas, did you find the assignment?
Would this be the best answer for this one? Because obviously it's not that.
What's the assignment called?
What is pool?
It's called theme and setting.
They come into a pool of electric eel.
You what? You what? What is it?
It would be A,
Okay.
right? Yeah, it would be A.
Yeah, I was
It's
stuck
A.
between the two.
Okay, so Lucas, let me know when you find it. Theme and setting. Javier, you found it? Perfect. Rocky, let me know when you're there. And then Angel, you found the assignment, right?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, let's get started, you guys. Lucas, are you there?
Almost.
Okay. All right, you guys. So remember, the year was 1775, and it was in the American colonies, right? So 1775 in the American colonies. That's what I'd put for number 1, right? That would be the setting, right? The when and where. Alrighty. When and where? 1775, American colonies.
Looks like I couldn't find it.
It's called Setting and Theme. Do you see?
Setting in
Literary elements, Paul Revere. It could be theme and setting or setting and theme. Ooh, Evan, great job. Evan had lots of highlights on his page. Awesome job, Evan.
Oh yeah. Fence setting.
Okay, Evan, you did great. All right, Evan. So here's our year, and here's where they were. All right, Evan, go ahead and do that. It was the American colonies in 1775, okay? All right, we're going to do number 2 in a second. All right, so how do we know that he was outspoken? There's a line in there that says something about him speaking out against.
My thing is gone.
What's that, Edson?
My worksheet is gone.
What? There it is. Okay, hold on a second. No need to worry.
Oh.
We'll borrow. All right, Edson, I just gave you a new one.
Yeah.
Let it load for a second.
Miss Babbitt,
Yes, Angel?
it's 1:20.
I know, we got to get through these other 3 questions, right? All right, so how do we know that Patrick Henry is outspoken, you guys? It says something about how he spoke out against English rule. Do you guys see where it says that he spoke out against English rule? He spoke out against English rule. All right. So I would say for number 2, he spoke out against British rule. Lucas, did you ever find that worksheet?
I found it.
Yay! All right, for number 1, you need to make sure that you put 1775 and that it was in the American colonies, okay?
All right.
Can you check? Can you check mine?
Oh, sure. I'll come check it right now.
Okay.
Edson, let's see. I'm checking yours right now. Perfect. That looks good, Edson. All right, now move on to number 2.
What about the number 2 again?
Remember, it said that it says, how do we know he was outspoken? And remember, in the story, it said he spoke out against English rule. He spoke out against English rule.
No one's talking to you.
Yes, please log off and get ready to go. You guys got to sanitize.
14 now. I just finished number 13. I'm on here now. Miss Dora.
Alrighty.
I just finished number 13. I'm on 14 now. Thank you, Uncle Ham.
Sounds good, Nolan. Rocky, how's it going? Rocky, you could do, he spoke out against British rule.
How much money did I get?
Rocky, do you see I highlighted a little bit? Okay. Evan, let's see how yours is going. Very good, Evan. Okay. And then for number 2, how do we know he was outspoken? Well, he spoke out against the English rule, right? Then how did he feel about those British colonies? He fought against the British control.
Can you try to check mine?
Let's see, Edson. I'm gonna check it.
To go Emma right now.
Nice. Okay,
I
on number 4, you guys. Edson, you're on number 4. And it
Yep.
says, why do you think Patrick Henry said, "Give me liberty" or "Give me death"? What do you think?
I don't know.
Well, I'll help you guys out. He wanted freedom so badly that he was being dramatic about it. So I would say he wanted freedom.
He wanted freedom.
He wanted freedom. That's what I'd put for number 4, guys. He would risk his life for freedom. That's another thing you could say. He would even risk his life for freedom.
It's Babbitt, here we go. The meeting's about to. We're gonna have another meeting about 1 minute.
Of course. Did you finish number 4, Angel?
No.
You gotta do something about, like, he would risk his life for
Guys, down to
freedom
7th
on number
period.
4, okay?
Guys,
And
down
then you
to
can go
7th
to the
period.
next class, okay? He would risk his life for freedom. All right, you guys, as soon as you get to number 4, you're good to go.
What about number 5?
Number 5, we might do another time. Instead of describing, I was going to have us draw pictures, what we did. But we might do that tomorrow or next week. We'll see if we get around to it. Okay?
Okay.
So just once you do number 4, you guys can hang up and go, okay?
Bye.
See ya. Great job today, you guys. Lucas, let's see how you did.
I finished 4.
Perfect. All right, you're good to go. Great job.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Good job, Lucas. Oh, I have a seating chart, you guys. Hold on a second. I'm pulling it up. Patience, patience. We should have had you guys wait in the hall. I'm sorry about that. All right.